it says, if you search, you will find. So make the note, it's good. Finding is reserved for the searchers because they deserve it. Now, at first they may have needed it, but they now know that just needing it is not sufficient. But if they need it, now they must qualify for it. The reason why you're going to be blessed with good ideas this weekend is because you've come searching. You've gotten on an airplane to come.
Okay, how true that is. The reason you're going to be coming up with great ideas is because you're searching. You're on this call right now. You're like Jim Rom just said there, you're actually sowing right now. You're sowing, you're investing in yourself. You're investing in, right now, coming on this coaching call to become a digital marketing specialist, and that's, to quote Earl Nightingale again, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Becoming a digital marketing specialist is a worthy ideal. And, matter of fact, I'd like to review. So I want to do that now. I want to review the last 3 weeks quickly, just to bring everyone up to speed. But, the idea of the progressive realization, the key word is progressive. It's a process, and that's what we want to be looking at. So let's talk about, remember, what's our worthy ideal that we're chasing after right now? It's becoming a digital marketing specialist. And why are we doing that? It's because we want to be a perceived expert, because we're lion leaders, we're eagle visionaries. We want to be successful. We want to be able to create wealth. We want to be able to bless our children, our children's children. We want to be able to achieve our goals, our dreams, our vision. So, that's what we're doing here. Our worthy ideal is becoming a digital marketing specialist so that we can be successful. We're not here just, at least, I'm not. I know everyone on this call right now is not here, just to waste time and play games and be entertained. We're here to progress and work towards our goals, our dreams, our vision of success. So we got to start with getting the big picture when it comes to becoming a digital marketing specialist or a specialist in anything. And that is, if you're going to become a specialist or an expert, that you got to count the cost. And, let's be real. The YouTubers out there just saying, hey, do what I'm doing, and tomorrow you're going to start making $1,000 a day. It's a bunch of BS. They're it's manipulation, and it's a powerful tool, videos and those types of things, and they're used, to the detriment of many. But, if you're going to become a real digital marketing specialist or a special expert, everything, you got to count the cost. It's going to cost you time, talent, treasure. It's going to take a commitment on your part. It's going to take discipline. It's going to be, the need's going to be there for you to always be a student. And that's the mindset you need to have, especially if you're like me, if you're 60, 70 years old, you've got to have the right mindset, and you've got to be willing to do those things that are necessary. So, I like to think about that and talk about that 95.5% rule. So let's be honest, if you're going to become a specialist or a digital marketing specialist or expert, then you're going to have to do what 95% of the people aren't willing to do. And that's put in the time, and do the hard work. And work is the willingness to overcome any and all resistance through knowledge. Work, W-O-R-K, willingness, overcome any resistance through knowledge, and pay the price and do the hard work. Success in the life of a man or a woman is that you're ready for your time when it comes. And that happens through planning. It happens through goal setting. It happens through, learning and all of those things. So, we know based on history, it takes about 10,000 hours of practice to become an expert at any good thing. So it's going to take studying and reading and courses and videos and things like you're doing now, training programs, etc. It's going to take practice. You're going to, learn by doing. You got to apply. I love Coach Wooden's, the acronym IDAC, and he always started out with instruction. He would tell the players how to do a certain thing. Then he would demonstrate it to them. He'd show them physically how to do it. And then the application part of it, he would allow them to go ahead and apply it. And then he would make corrections that are necessary for them to really understand and get the value out of it. So that's what practice is all about. So you got to have good instruction and then go out there and actually do it. And then get the correction that you need till it becomes flawless. That's the idea behind it. So, one of the things that you're going to want to start doing, and again, we're just reviewing what we've gone over the last couple of weeks here, is you want to start documenting your findings. You got to start to have a journal. This endeavor that we're looking at, becoming a digital marketing specialist, is no different than becoming a realtor. It's no different than becoming a contractor. It's no different than becoming a writer. It's no different than becoming an actor. Whatever you're endeavoring to become, you've got to keep a track of your findings, and because what you track, you'll treasure, and you'll learn from it, you'll grow from it. So that's very important. But the reality is, it's a process. It's a step-by-step process. And I know that all too well because I'm going through it myself. So as we're, doing this review, that's step one, is getting the big picture. Step two is understanding that the beginning is understanding what marketing is and what it isn't, because, you can't become a digital marketing specialist if you don't really understand what marketing is. And, we talked about one of the greatest marketers of all time to learn from, and that was Jesus. And I still believe this wholeheartedly today, because the proof is in the pudding. And, we talked about how, Jesus used what we call that easy, EASY, close. That was his sales funnel, just backing up a minute. Everywhere he went, we know he created a stir, and he performed miracles, and he talked in parables, and he taught, at 12 years old in the synagogues, and everywhere he went, the man created a stir, and that led to a huge following. And the following part of it is where he started to ask the people questions, and that's how he found out who his disciples were. And then he gave them what they need, and that's what we're talking about, is in the sales process, and understanding that marketing is a process. It's a process of salesmanship. It's not, a funnel is not a document. It's a process that we have to learn. And then the challenge that we'll talk about, after a bit, is the taking that, once we learn that sales funnel process and we understand it, the easy process, it does become easy. We're engaging people, we're asking questions, we're giving them the solution to their problems, and then we're able to close them and repeat that process and get them to be a part of our opportunity and our team and stuff moving forward. So, step one, understanding the big picture. Step two is realizing that it starts with marketing and understanding what marketing is, and it's a process. That's very important. So step three we talked about is developing a funnel mindset. This is what we talked about last week. So all of your marketing, you should have a funnel mindset. I have a funnel mindset. When I am speaking to a group, and that's why I ask questions like, tell me if you're an associate or if you're a guest, because I want to know where you are in the funnel. And that helps me better understand, where you are and how I can add value to your life and show you where what I have will meet the need of an area of your life. So you'll want to join and purchase and or become, part of my team, whatever the case might be. That's part of a process, and understanding that as we're moving forward is very important. You got to have that kind of a mindset. And again, I'm an acronym teacher. I love acronyms. Easy, engage, ask questions, show them the solution, how your opportunity meets the need that they have, and you'll close them by doing so. And then you just keep repeating that process over and over and over again. And that's where we talk about that 95-5 rule. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So it's a process of engaging the crowd to create a following with the goal of establishing a relationship that makes you the perceived expert, and that brings about the making of disciples. And that's our team. Our team are our disciples. So it's easy to talk about marketing, and and I'm going to get in front of hundreds, and I'm going to get thousands on my team and stuff. But it's the reality is there's a lot of hard work that goes into that. And it's a process. It's not easy. Okay, in doing that, but it can be easy. If you follow the process, if you obey the rules, and the things that are necessary to become successful. So, successful people are those that are willing to do the things that unsuccessful people won't. So, we talked about what a sales funnel is. We gave you some great examples of that. But again, step three, having that sales funnel mindset, that's so important. And the sales funnel mindset, the reason it's so important is because we talked about this last week. It's all a numbers game, and that's where, we start out with a 40,000 lead, email campaign we're doing. Out of that, only 4,000 even opened the email. Out of that, 800 actually clicked on it. Out of that, only 320 signed up for the webinar that we're offering. Out of that, only 108 attended the webinar, and out of the 108, only 10 won a demo, and out of that, 2 bought. Okay, that's a funnel mentality. That's a funnel mindset. And if you are going to be successful in marketing, whether it be digital marketing, whether it be old school marketing, man to man, door to door, call it what you want, email marketing, text marketing, whatever marketing that you're going to do, you've got to have the understanding that it's a mindset, and that's where that 95-5 rule comes in. When it comes to sales funnel, you've got to have the understanding of the 95-5 rule. So, the funnel mindset oversees everything that we do. And we got to transfer that mindset now that we have, that we should have right now, right? That we understand what marketing is, and we've got that mindset. And now the challenge becomes to take that masterpiece that we've now created in our mind, the mindset we have. I'm going to let a few more people on our call here. And we got to transfer that to the digital canvas. That's the challenge, So we understand what marketing is. We understand, that we need to have a mindset with that 95-5% rule. And when we have that, then now that we understand that, now we got to transfer that to the digital space, the digital canvas. And how do we go about doing that? And that's where we're beginning to talk about now. So that 95-5 rule, again, is so important, and there's good reason for that. So here's the question: why is it so important? Well, here's the answers. The 95-5 rule, number one, it helps you from being discouraged. It's normal. Why do only 5% of the people respond? In the end, why only 5% of the people buying? Why only 5% of the people becoming successful? Why only 5% of the people building large teams? Why are only 5% of all of these grant recipients, the thousands of them that I'm, sending this out to, actually get their grants? Why is that? Because it is. Because it is. It's the 95-5 rule, and it's not going to change. It's never going to change. It's never changed over time. There's nothing new under the sun. And when you understand that, it puts you at ease. That's where the easy close comes into place. You understand that that's just a numbers game. That's what this is. It really is. And Jesus understood that, So he preached to the multitudes, but he went out and he made disciples. Okay, so you preach to the multitudes, you get large crowds, you understand that. You understand the parable of the sower, that you've got great seed. Farm Home has great seed, and you're able to take that seed and go out there and you're able to spread it, to sow it, and it's going to fall on thorny soil, and it's going to fall on hard ground, and it's going to fall on ground where the birds come and steal it, but it's going to fall on good ground. It's going to fall on good soil, and when it falls on that good soil, it's going to bring an increase, and that's what you're looking for. So, I've got 10 people on this call right now, right? So I'm sharing some good seed out there, and I know that some of that seed is going to fall on good ground. And if you are one of my associates on my team, and I'm sharing good seed with you, and you go out there and you share that good seed, with thousands of people, guess what? Some of that seed that you're sharing is going to have an increase, 10-fold, 30-fold, 60-fold, even 100-fold. And guess what? I'm going to get overrides of everything that you do. Okay, so that's what keeps you in the fight, because you understand with the 95 rule, a 95-5 rule, that you just keep sowing. You just keep sowing. And number two is to remind yourself of where you are in the process. Especially with regards to your audience. So, again, I think it's important that in becoming a specialist in anything, that we have the right mindset. So you keep hearing me talk about that. And the 95-5 rule is easy for you to remember. It's easy for you to remember when you're talking in front of people, and people say, well, yeah, I'll be on the call, and then they don't show up on the call. Instead of you getting discouraged, like, oh, I did something wrong. No, it is what it is. it's the 95-5 rule. You know, the birds came and stole away the seed, you know, and they didn't show up. Or, you know, the wife said, hey, we're going to dinner tonight. You're not going to be on that call, or whatever the case might be. It is what it is. And the bottom line is you've got to understand that 95-5 rule. So, you know, opportunity calls, here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So this is what I do. Now, as the vice president of business development here, I've got a daunting task of developing and growing the business. That's one of the things that I'm being compensated for. And in order to do that, we have got to start blowing up our opportunity calls, because opportunity calls are crucial to developing a 200,000 person base. And that's what we need. We're looking for a 200,000 associate base because we understand the 95-5 rule, to be able to go out and to, for example, to generate a $12 billion entity, you know, that we're looking to do over the course of the next 30 years to help 1 million homeowners achieve the American dream. So we got to start blowing up these opportunity calls. So we need associates for momentum. I know that. So what do I do, you know, to encourage that? You know, I'm out there and I do Facebook posts. I do videos. I use catchy pics. I go on Facebook or FMH Associates page. I post on there. I go to FMH or From My Home Representatives Facebook page. I post on there. I post on Instagram. I send direct emails out to our associates. I remind Carlos every day to put out a corporate email invite to these opportunity calls. I do all of those things, and guess what? 5% of the people respond. You know, matter of fact, I just did a little research on our, you know, we've got nearly 5,000 associates, and those emails go out every day. Those email blasts go out to all 5,000 of them. So I did a little investigation, did a little research, and I come to find out that it's about 5% of people actually open the emails. Okay, so, you know, but this is, now, I know that, and I realize that. Now, we've got a challenge there. There are no problems, only solutions. And we're working on what I believe is going to be a better solution for that, because I know, and this is another challenge we have in, excuse me, becoming a digital marketing specialist, is that emails are becoming a thing of the past. People do not like to open emails. You know, it's gotten to be where they're like, you know, the cold calls that we get, or, you know, the annoying calls that we get during dinner, the sales calls that we get on the phone, you know, those are a thing of the past. Nobody even answers their phone anymore. You know, now people are not answering emails. So what do we got to do? We got to make those adjustments. And so now it's texting and or getting an app. We're going to have a From My Home app where everybody's going to have on their phone, and they just go in there and they're going to get notifications and get the latest and the greatest, you know. So these are some of the things that we're working on right now. Why? Because the 95-5 rule, you know, we know that those things are in place. So, you know, I invite thousands to join the call, these opportunity calls, and only a few attend, you know, but I'm not discouraged, because I know that as long as I keep doing this, and I keep doing it over and over again, day after day, day after day, day after day, I'm going to get seed that falls on good soil, because I got good seed to sow. And when it does, I'll get an increase of 10, 30, 60, even 100-fold. And that's what I want you to understand. So, you know, that's the reality of why we do these things. Again, I'm doing Facebook page posts, YouTube videos, paid ads, email blasts, and still 5% show up. Why? Because that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. So don't be discouraged by that. And I want to, you know, just review again, you know, that's part of what? The process. And, you know, we have got a worthy ideal, and that's a progressive realization of a worthy ideal is the definition of success. And in order for us to achieve that, we've got to, you know, understand what the big picture is, realize this is all about marketing. There's nothing new under the sun. We've got an easy process that's laid out really biblically for us that we can follow, and that's go out there and engage people. How? By effective ads that get people's attention, you know, do things outside the box, be creative, and by doing so, you'll get a huge following. Now, becoming a digital marketing specialist, you know, I'm going to continue to challenge you. And, you know, Mike Houston, who's on the call right now, I believe, asked me a great question, a couple of great questions the other day. He says, you know, how do you do the video in your background? You know, how are you doing that? How are those pictures coming up there? And so I explained it to him, and I said, well, I got a green screen. This is how it works. You know, I'm gonna show everybody in probably next week's Eagle's Nest, the little setup that I got here, okay, and how that works. And it's very inexpensive. It's very easy to do. And it's a lot easier when somebody's explaining it to you and telling you how to get it set up than you going in to learn all this stuff yourself. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make your job easy, add value to your life, and help you become successful. So, so anyway, a quick review of the steps to becoming a digital marketing specialist. Again, the big picture, count the cost. So, if you're not willing to, count the cost and learn some new things and invest some money and, read some books, get on some calls, and do the things that all successful people have to do in order to be successful, then this is not for you. And I don't want to portray that, fundmyhome.org is the catch-all for everybody coming in, pay your $59. We're going to make it super easy for you to make money tomorrow. Okay, that's not the case. You're going to have to do some things, learn some things, and to be successful, especially in a new digital economy. That's where we find ourselves in. Number two, back to the beginning, it's all about marketing, okay? And marketing is the sales funnel, understanding what that is. And sales funnels are not landing pages. Landing pages are landing pages, okay? Sales funnel is a process of marketing and building relationships and getting people to trust you and getting them to understand that you have what they need, and then they buy it from you, and then they become an associate of yours, and the process continues. It's step three is it's having the funnel mindset. We talked about that. Step four is transferring now your understanding or your marketing masterpieces, I like to call it, and moving that towards the digital space, okay? And that's where we want to really where we're focusing on here today, okay? So and then again, you got to continue to understand that it's remembering the 95-5 rule, because that's what's going to keep you sane, and it's going to relieve the pressure that you and I have when it comes to becoming a digital marketing specialist. This is a numbers game. I don't like to call it a game, but it really is. It's fun. So look at it that way. Look at it as a fun game, and it really is. So just remember that rule. So now let me give you some practical things that we can look at today. And I want to start out. I want to watch a short video here of someone that's done pretty well. It's a YouTube. Whoops, I got to back up here. It's a YouTube video. And let's just watch this together of how to go about setting up your first YouTube ads yourself. Okay, so now if you're on the call today and you haven't onboarded in the last 90 days, when you go to onboard, your executive assistant is going to actually set up your YouTube account for you and your Google AdWords account for you, and they're going to get one ad set up for you. They're going to assist you in doing that. So you'll learn some of this then. But let's watch this video together of what that looks like.
Do you need ads on YouTube that outperform any of your expensive video ads? Are you looking to...
So YouTube ads is just so confusing. Like, you don't know where to start. All the settings is completely different with Facebook, and that's exactly why I'm filming today's video. I'm going to show you guys step by step in my actual ad account how you can go ahead and sort of create your whole YouTube ad campaign. I'll show you every single setting, and I'll show you all the little tips and tricks and all the little settings that I do to get the best results. But yeah, let's jump right into my ad account. Before we get into this video, let's start by announcing last video's winners for $1,000 worth of courses or consulting courses with me. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, and I'll be picking the best comment every single video. So let's go ahead and click plus. We're going to go ahead and create a new campaign. And what you're going to do is, initially I started with sales and leads, but in order to get the best results, you actually want to create a campaign without a goal or guidance, and that's sort of how you get the best results, because it will allow you to tweak things along the way. So let's start with that. And then I usually do YouTube pre-roll ads, so I do video, and then I pick a custom video campaign.
But it's not showing.
So here's a campaign. So the campaign name, I'll name it such as, I don't know, 001 testing campaign. Now for bidding strategy, there's a lot of options. Usually there is even a ton more. I like to just stick with maximum cost per view. That sort of gets the best results for me. Then campaign and dates. I like to do a daily budget, not a campaign total. That sort of gets much better results for me. And then what you're going to do is you always want to start with at least 5 to 10 pounds USD or Australian dollars, at least. You don't want to do 1, 2 or 3. It needs to have at least 5 USD. So I'm going to put in 10 Australian dollars. Networks. So this is big. When you do YouTube pre-roll ads, you want to uncheck YouTube search results. You don't want your video to pop up when people search different keywords.
Tired of not getting what you want out of your ads? Well, don't sweat.
Okay, I guess the video wasn't showing. Let me do a new share here. Okay, bear with me. And I apologize for that. Like I said, it's definitely a learning curve, some of this stuff here. So I got on Zoom, and this is a good lesson for everyone. On Zoom, when you're doing a share screen, you can actually pick one tile or one screen that you want to share, or you can share your home screen, okay, either or. So hopefully I've got the right thing picked now. Let me stop this share. I'm going to do a new share. Bear with me. I'm going to share my home screen. Okay, are you all seeing Well, Don't Sweat It right now? Can somebody let me know in the chat box?
Yes, we are fine. Yes.
All right, great. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and get this going.
Sweat it.
And it will sort of display as one of those videos that they see in their search results. You don't want your ad to appear there. You want it to appear as a pre-roll ad when people watch videos, because that's sort of what you designed your ad to be, not a...
I'm going to go ahead and start this over, at least back it up quite a ways for you, because you missed this. And by the way, one of the things you'll find out as you get older with these millennials when they're doing trainings is they go really fast on a lot of things. So I realize that, and I'll try and answer any questions you might have. The thing about when this video first starts, you got to go to Google Ads and know where he's at, to be able to click on, the first page where he's choosing which type of ad to run. Okay, so I'll explain that to you in a little bit, but let's go ahead and start back here.
Ad campaign. I'll show you every single setting, and I'll show you all the little tips and tricks and all the little settings that I do to get the best results. But yeah, let's jump right into my ad account. Before we get into this video, let's start by announcing last video's winners for $1,000 worth of courses or consulting courses with me. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, and I'll be picking the best comment every single video. So let's go ahead and click plus. We're going to go ahead and create a new campaign. And what you're going to do is, initially I started with sales and leads, but in order to get the best results, you actually want to create a campaign without a goal or guidance. And that's sort of how you get the best results, because it will allow you to tweak things along the way. So let's start with that. And then I usually do YouTube pre-roll ads. So I do video, and then I pick a custom video campaign. Continue. Perfect. So here's a campaign. So the campaign name, I'll name it such as, I don't know, 001 testing campaign. Now for bidding strategy, there's a lot of options. Usually there is even a ton more. I like to just stick with maximum cost per view. That sort of gets the best results for me. Then campaign and dates. I like to do a daily budget, not a campaign total. That sort of gets much better results for me. And then what you're going to do is you always want to start with at least 5 to 10 pounds USD or Australian dollars, at least. You don't want to do 1, 2 or 3. It needs to have at least 5 USD. So I'm going to put in 10 Australian dollars. Networks. So this is big. When you do YouTube pre-roll ads, you want to uncheck YouTube search results. You don't want your video to pop up when people search different keywords, and it will sort of display as one of those videos that they see in their search results. You don't want your ad to appear there. You want it to appear as a pre-roll ad when people watch videos, because that's sort of what you designed your ad to be, not a in-display ad where people just see randomly. And then for languages, I usually like to put in the language you speak. So if your ad is in English, put in English. These are the little things that I didn't do when I started, so you guys are getting all the tips and tricks. Location, I like to enter location and put in the top 5 countries. So you could go advanced search, and I'll put in United States, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and then lastly Canada. So put in the top 5 because, you know, that's sort of best for testing and they sort of get the best results. Now inventory type, I like to click expanded because that will sort of just give you more amount of sort of traffic. So I click expanded. Excluded content, I don't exclude anything, and the reason why I don't exclude anything is because we're picking where our ads are going to be placed. And if an ideal video, for example, if I want to target all dropshipping videos, what if there's a dropshipping video that has a lot of high quality traffic, but for some reason it's being tagged with conflict? Maybe it's sort of like a beef video, maybe there was a bit of swearing, and now as a result I don't get access to that high quality traffic at a much cheaper price. So that's why I don't exclude anything, and this is definitely something I used to check. So lesson learned, you guys get to have the tips. For the excluded types and labels, you definitely want to
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop it there, just because you're probably, a lot of us are getting lost here. But here's something I want you to know, though, is that I actually know how to do everything he's talking about, where 3 months ago I had no clue how to do any of this. Okay, so I guess that's the good news that I want to share with you. I still got you on screen share, so you're gonna, oh, there we go, right back to where I wanted to be. That's a miracle. Now, I want to show you something. Well, first of all, I'm going to back up and show you where to start with this in a little bit, so you understand at least how to get started doing that and again, the idea here is to be able to place YouTube ads using Google ads on YouTube. You know, that's what we're talking about here. And again, this is practical stuff, but I want to keep it simple for you. I wanted you to at least know where to go to get it started. You will see this when you do your onboarding, if you haven't done so already. Okay, so but I want to show you something. So I'm running ads right now. A variety of different ads. Matter of fact, some of you have probably seen this ad that it's a, you know, like a 46-second invite to this 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time opportunity call that I'm doing right now. So one of the things that I'm doing is, you know, I went through the same process as our instructor just did in the video. I set this ad up. I use this video. It's about a minute-long video invite. This is simply an invite. And I'm paying $7 a day. I ran the ad for 3 days, actually. There's 2 days left when I took this screenshot of this. But I wanted to show you some of the results of that and how this works. And again, you know, what we track, we'll treasure. Okay, so you know, it's important that we're able to track these things. And with Google, you can track these and see what kind of results you're getting. They got a pretty good platform for that. So you know, we can see here that I had reached 756 people, okay? And this was a 1-day reach because I still had 2 days left in it. And out of that 756 people that were reached, I had 212 engagements, okay? So 212 people actually engaged or watched that video that I was playing there and or using there. Let me back up again. And I've got so many tools at my disposal. If you click one button, you're in trouble. So 212 people out of 756, and it was costing me 10 cents per view. Okay. Now it says down here I've got 3 link clicks. Well, the link click is within that video description down at the bottom is the actual Zoom link that brings people to this call well, not this call that we're on right now, but the 1 o'clock call that we had today. Okay. So again, that 95-5 rule comes into play. 756 people that were reached, 212 actually saw the video and watched some of it, and you can actually see how long the video was played with what group of people, so on and so forth. And out of that, 3 actually clicked the link. That doesn't mean they were on the call, okay? That means they actually went down in the description in the bottom of the video, and I'll show you one of these in a few minutes, what I'm talking about with that, to where they actually clicked on that link, okay? So, and again, this is another screen showing you some of the analyticals that you're able to glean from. So here's that, again, 741 impressions. There were 222 views, okay? Cost per view was 3 cents per view. And we know that we got 3 clicks out of that they actually looked at, joining the call or perhaps not, okay? So, and again, here's more information. So we see that this is that same campaign, that there were 98 views by females. There were 107 views by males. And there were 17 that were unknown, okay? I don't know what that means, unknown. Maybe they don't know if they're male or female in this day and age. Anyway, so we've got a total of 222 views, just more information. So it's about an even split between males and females. Now, this is another good piece of information. This is household income. So, and I thought this was really interesting, that the lower 58% of household income were the majority of the impressions that we got in views. Look at that, 109 views, okay, with the lower 50%. So, that gives me information. Who am I reaching with this ad? Okay, is it who I want to be reaching? What am I being placed in the right places to reach the people that I want to be reaching? A lot of thoughts got to go into this stuff to become, an expert at it. And that's where we want to get to, is where we become an expert at this. Because if we can become an expert at marketing online, that's what we're trying to do. We're going to do extremely well. And that's what we've got to strive for. Okay, so now this is another great piece of information. So those ads that I was running, those videos, where were they being placed? Well, it was being placed here on Jimmy Is Jimmy. It's called Is Jimmy. And I had the most views on his page, okay, his YouTube channel of everywhere, 109 of them on It's Jimmy. So I went on It's Jimmy and I looked at his page, and it's a small business, right? It's an online business page where he's an online business guru. And, and that's because one of my keywords, here we go. I went right to keywords, is, new business ideas, home-based business, entrepreneur ideas. These were all the different keywords that I selected when I put together this ad campaign, okay? And because I selected, AdWords like home-based business and new business ideas, it placed me on It's Jimmy. I didn't even know It's Jimmy existed. I didn't choose these placements. It's all done automatically, or you can go in and choose. I don't know how to do that yet specifically, but now that I know that It's Jimmy is a good channel for the type of response I'm looking for, I might go in there and do that, next. But anyway, just again, more information, so this helps me, the next time I run an ad, and every time you get in there and run an ad, you learn a little bit more of how this works, so I'm starting to watch videos and learn more. And again, I want to bring on some experts to help us, in this regard. But let me show you, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and you're going to see my Arnold Schwarzenegger probably. I want to show you how to get started with Google Ads. So if you just go into Chrome or your browser and put Google Ads in there, I've got Google AdWords already in my my saved list here. But so you go to googleads.com and this will open up, and you can, if you don't have an account already, well, this is where you would set it up, okay, get your account set up. But that's where he said, this is where I start. He didn't even say, hey, go to Google Ads, this is where he started, okay? So, and then he just clicked on campaigns, and then inside campaigns, you click this, and this is what you saw when he first started that lesson with us. It gives you the different choices, okay? So you go to Google AdWords, and it's actually the URL, I got to move some toolbars here, is ads.google.com, okay? and you're going to be able to go in there and you're going to be able to set up your account. And there's some things that you're going to have to learn about this too, as far as how to link your YouTube channel. And if you even have a YouTube channel, again, these are things that I'm going to teach you that I'm learning and doing myself. Okay. And then he came in and he just, create a campaign without goals guidance, and that's where he got started. And he chose a video campaign, custom video campaign, continue. And you got to name it, so on and so forth. And this is where he got started, and he got the whole thing set up for you. So anyway, I know, that's probably a lot to take in right now, and it may or may not, be helping you specifically with hands-on today, because I know how anxious we are, to get in there today and be able to start doing some of these things, but it takes time. So, hopefully you're at least getting, an overall understanding of the process. And that's probably the most important thing that I could say, today is, I want you to have an understanding of the process, and once you understand the process, then it's going to help you, really understand, what we're trying to accomplish here. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. Boy, that's interesting. So my green screen. Oh, interesting. Zoom is playing games with me today. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open it up at this time for some questions. Try and answer any questions anyone might have. If you want in the chat box, just let me know you've got a question. I'll ask you to unmute, or if you want to raise your hand, I'll gladly call on you. Any questions or anything that I could help anyone with on the call right now. It doesn't have to be necessarily surrounding, becoming a digital marketing specialist. It could be something that you're struggling with, whatever. I'll gladly answer any calls. Anybody at all, if you want to hit me up in the chat box, just let me know you've got a question or raise your hand. Oh, there my background's back. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed when we were watching the lesson by the digital marketing specialist, he, as you watch that video has a lot of things going on in it, and it's very catchy. He's running OBS software where there's the video in the background. He's doing a share screen on his OBS software. I'm not quite to that level yet. I can play videos in the background. I can, set up some things like that. I can use Zoom to do recordings, and then I can edit it in my video editing software that I'm using. And I can get to where I could probably generate something real similar to what he did. I'm to that stage right now where I can do that, but he's actually using that. I do have the software he's using, similar software that he's using to be able to do that, but I haven't gone through the learning curve of using that software yet. I am becoming quite proficient though at video editing and being able to use that to create videos, and I'm able to go in and do a variety of different things, some of the things that he was doing. Okay, anybody at all, any questions, any comments, anything that you want to throw my way, I'd be glad to answer it. If not, we're going to go ahead and call it a day.
Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and remember to hit the notification bell to stay tuned for more important content, our ongoing success, and the happy stories of our down payment assistance recipients.